Hi, and welcome to your 6th lecture in Russian for Complete Beginners, in which we will focus on verbs and how to use them in the present tense. Now, verbs in Russian are divided into two groups, or what we call conjugations, first and second, and they change their ending depending on who is performing the action. Similar change happens in English in third singular or in he, she, it form, when we say he runs and she works, rather than he run and she work. In Russian, the endings change in all forms of personal pronouns. Now, in order to decide whether a certain verb belongs to the first or second group, we have to look at the vowel before what we call an infinitive ending of the verb, which for majority of Russian verbs is t soft sign or t. Infinitive form is the form of the verb that we find in a dictionary, and in English, it's the same as saying to run, to work, to watch, and so on. Now let's see how this works. These forms listed here are in the present tense. If a verb has either a or ya in front of its infinitive ending, it will generally belong to the first group or conjugation. If it has I or ye in front of its infinitive ending, it will generally belong to the second conjugation. There will be some exceptions, but we're not going to concern ourselves with these for now. Now let's have a look at our two examples, verb to understand, понимать, and to speak, говорить. We can see that понимать has a in front of its infinitive ending, their soft sign, and говорить has an I in front of its infinitive ending, the soft sign. First group or conjugation can sometimes be referred to as a ye group because majority of the endings will have a ye vowel in them. The second group can sometimes be referred to as an I group because majority of the endings will have I in them. This principle will also help you memorize the endings quicker. Now, in order to use a first group verb in a different form such as I, he, they, etc., all we need to do is get rid of the t soft sign ending and then add the appropriate ending to what we call a stem. Now let's go through all these forms one by one. I understand becomes я понимаю. You understand becomes ты понимаешь. He, she understands becomes он, она понимает. We understand becomes мы понимаем. You understand becomes вы понимаете. And lastly, they understand becomes они понимают. Now, in order to use a second group verb in a different form, such as I, he, they, etc., we need to get rid of the last 3 letters and then replace them with appropriate endings. Now, let's have a look at how this works. I speak becomes я говорю. You speak becomes ты говоришь. He, she speaks becomes он, она говорит. We speak becomes мы говорим. You speak becomes вы говорите. And lastly, they speak becomes они говорят. Now let's see how we can use this in a simple conversation. I'm going to read out each dialogue first till the end and then translate it. Она говорит по-русски? Нет, она не говорит по-русски. Does she speak Russian? No, she does not speak Russian. Вы понимаете по-русски? Да, я очень хорошо понимаю по-русски. Do you understand Russian? Yes, I understand Russian really well. Это Анна. Она немка. Она отлично говорит по-немецки. This is Anna. She is German. She speaks German excellently. Это Мари. Она француженка. Она плохо говорит по-немецки. This is Marie. She's French. She speaks German badly. Извините, я не понимаю, что вы говорите. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Notice the usage of по-русски and по-немецки, which were discussed in the previous lecture and which is used for the language that a person speaks. Also, have a look at the use of negative не, which is the equivalent of an English not. In order to turn a verb into a negative, all we have to do is insert не in front of it. Please also note that adverbs that end in о, such as хорошо or плохо, come before verbs, whereas adverbs that end in ски, such as по-русски or по-немецки, are placed after the verbs. Please feel free to pause and rewind this section as many times as necessary to practice your pronunciation and listening skills. Now let's have a look at some other new verbs. As usual, I will read each word out twice, and I would encourage you to repeat after me. Слушать. Слушать. Смотреть. Смотреть. Читать. Читать. Курить. Курить. Завтракать. Завтракать. Обедать. Обедать. Ужинать. Ужинать. Excellent, well done. Now, we've seen some personal pronouns in what we call their initial form or nominative case in previous lectures. Here they are in black. The new forms in what we call accusative case are marked here in blue, and we have actually come across them before when we were looking at how to ask for someone's name. In Russian, the question «Как тебя зовут?» literally translates as «How do they call you?». So these forms are used for what we call direct objects or sentences such as I listen to him. We will see how they are used in the right context in just a second. Firstly, let's go through them together. Please repeat after me. Меня. Меня. Тебя. Тебя. Его. Его. Ее. Ее. Его. Его. Нас. Нас. Вас. Вас. Их. Их. Now you remember from supplementary materials from previous lectures that G in the word его is actually pronounced as V. So both him and it become его. Now let's have a look at some examples of asking for someone else's name and providing the answer. Как его зовут? What is his name? Его зовут Николай. His name is Nikolai. Let's have a look at the example on the right hand side. Как ее зовут? What is her name? Ее зовут Мария. Her name is Maria. Now let's see how we can use this new knowledge of personal pronouns in the correct context. I'm going to read each line out first and then translate it. Что это? Это фильм. Я смотрю его. What is it? It's a film. I'm watching it. Что это? Это радио. Он слушает его. What is it? It's a radio. He's listening to it. Что это? Это книга. Она читает ее. What is it? It's a book. She is reading it. Что это? Это ресторан. Мы обедаем там. What is it? It's a restaurant. We're having lunch there. Что это? Это сигарета. Я курю ее. What is it? It's a cigarette. I am smoking it. Что это? Это кафе. Они завтракают тут. What is it? It's a cafe. They're having breakfast here. Notice how the choice of the personal pronoun in the third column depends on the gender of the noun used in the middle column. So film, which is a masculine word, will be replaced with его in a sentence, I'm watching it. You will remember from previous lectures that we refer to masculine and feminine, animate and inanimate nouns as he and she in Russian. And lastly, let's have a go at introducing ourselves. I'm going to read the text in black out first and then translate it. Привет! Меня зовут Алекс. Я американец. Я из Америки. Я не работаю. Я студент. Я не понимаю по-русски. Hi, my name is Alex. I'm American. I'm from America. I don't work. I'm a student. I don't understand Russian. Let's have a look at the text in blue. Привет! Меня зовут Ольга. Я русская. Я из России. Я работаю. Я доктор. Я говорю по-английски. Hi, my name is Olga. I'm Russian. I am from Russia. I work. I'm a doctor. I speak English. Please feel free to pause and rewind this section as many times as necessary in order to practice pronunciation. Well done! You have worked really hard in this lecture and have done really well. You have learned how to use two groups of verbs in different forms in the present tense. Overall, including the additional vocabulary in the supplementary materials attached to this lecture, you have familiarized yourselves with 34 new Russian words. As usual, remember to download supplementary material, which contains additional new verbs, as well as the Test Yourself file with exercises that are designed to reinforce the new information covered in this lecture. Thank you for today, and speak to you soon.